Today, I'm going to show you my top 5 designs made with the Glowforge laser cutter machine. Check it out. The Glowforge is a machine that can cut lots of different materials using a laser. The projects that I'm going to show you today have the traits that most people look for within their designs. They're simple to make, they're great as gifts, and they're really great for selling as well. As you're watching, if you're interested in getting a Glowforge yourself, I have a link below that gets you guys a pretty sweet discount. And no, we aren't sponsored. Everything here is our true opinion of the Glowforge and the designs that I'm about to show you. Let's get started. The first design is this pretty sweet travel the world sign, and I actually downloaded this design online. Now, I'm going to show you a trick on how you can make a pretty large size, even with the limits on the cutting size of the Glowforge. Let's take it back to how we got here. Alright, so the trick here is that we are actually going to cut out 2 of the same design, but the cut marks are going to be at different parts of the design. I helped myself here by drawing a box that is the cutting area of the Glowforge. That way I know where I can make the cut marks that are going to be within the limits. Then we can basically layer the 2 designs on top of each other, glue it together, and it will just be one larger, thicker design altogether. Once the file is all ready, I'll press go on the machine and let it do all of the work. You can see here that these are a bunch of broken up pieces that were cut out on these sheets that I'm gluing up. I'm not gonna lie, this takes a lot of time and a lot of clamps, but we're gonna let this dry for now and we'll come back to paint it and see the finished product after we check out some other designs. In the meantime, let's get started on the next design. Next on the list is this rocket ship design that uses these dollar store tea candles. This is one of my favorite because it's one of my own designs that is so low cost but has such a cool design aspect to it. These are actually part of the 100 toys that we're going to be making to donate to kids for this holiday season. That video will be coming out next week, so make sure to subscribe not to miss it. I have a whole bunch of them that are cut out on these sheets of wood that just have to be popped out and put together. But I am going to be adding some time because I'm going to paint all of them so they look a lot cooler. I'm going to paint each of these. I have a whole box of these tea light candles, and each of them have to be painted black so that it blends it off. Now I want to take a moment to show a really easy project for anybody who's just beginning with the Glowforge. And that's because each of these can be cut out without any software needed. So you can type out all these letters and get all the symbols straight from the Glowforge app, making it perfect for any beginner. Now, I'm using a turkey in this video because this design was actually for Thanksgiving, but I've made this so easy to be able to swap out the symbol for the different holidays. Here's another great example of how you can bring your own designs to life. This is the model I created, and I'm not going to go into details on how you can model your own designs in this video, but I just wanted to show you how realistic your designs can end up matching the final product at the end. After cutting out the parts, I actually glue up 2 of the bottom pieces to make the base and allow for spaces for a pen, notepad, or really anything they'd like to hold here. Okay, now let's come back to Travel the World map that we started before now that it's all dry. This was such a large piece that I actually had to do the glue ups and clamping a second and even a third time, but we don't need to see that again. Also, I really hate working with some of the plywood from our local hardware stores. They end up coming with all of these gaps in the plywood that just get shown when you use a laser cutter, and it just takes extra time to fill in. Either way, after that's dried and sanded, it's time to prime and paint. Now, this one's all done and is such a cool addition to our house. Alright, on to our final design, and again, this by far is one of my favorite projects. These are laser cut wooden toy guns that shoot out ping pong balls. That's right, ping pong balls, making this most appropriate for both kids and adults. Now, these are a little more complicated to put together, but that's what makes it such a great design. We're taking some thin sheets of wood and combining them into a structure that's strong and really functional. It's able to launch ping pong balls as well as auto-load the balls after each shot. We also need to use a small metal rod with these, which helps provide the force needed to pull the trigger and launch each ball. Now, while we close out here, I'm going to throw a bonus into the mix. Here's a cool shot of me cutting out and engraving some clear acrylic designs that we're going to light up with LED blockers. Quick, easy, cheap, but comes out so cool. Again, another perfect one for any beginner with the Glowforge. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing below, and as always, thanks again for watching. Peace.